Hello, hello everyone. Happy Monday. I'm so excited to open another week with you here live as every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Europe time, which should be 2:30 p.m. in Eastern time. Yeah, I'm super excited to be here with you today. For those of you who don't know me, I am Shimrit Nativ. I'm a transformational coach, the founder and creator of Master Your Path community and programs. I help high performance professionals overcome stress and insecurities, creating and sustaining a consistent baseline of calm, confidence, and fulfillment. And I am so excited to open this week with you, as every week, with the Master Your Path live show. The Master Your Path is a high-end, well-rounded academy for mental and emotional well-being, and we teach, practice, and implement tangible tools on the physical, mental or cognitive, emotional, and spiritual level to create and sustain the highest well-being possible. And today I want to talk about people pleasing. So we've been having a conversation in our group. If you're watching this in the group, then you probably know what I'm talking about. We had a post asking who is experiencing people pleasing, and people pleasing is a syndrome, considered a syndrome, and we've had a long post about that, and so many people commented. By the way, if you're watching this outside of the group and you're not yet a member of our group, please join our group, Master Your Path group, and be part of this amazing, beautiful, supportive community of like-minded people, all on the same journey to their highest well-being. So if you're not yet part of our group, please join. And we've had this long post about people pleasing, and I asked who is experiencing anxiety around people pleasing, or who knows about themselves that they are have this tendency to be a people pleaser, and also have anxiety, because these things are very, very closely related. And so, hello, Solange. Wonderful to have you here. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Yes, if you're watching this, please say hello in the chat. Solange already knows that I love saying hello and communicating and interacting with you. So this is an interactive live session. Please say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're from, where you're tuning in from, what are you doing? So Solange is still busy cleaning up. Absolutely. I know this is evening time for you, Solange, so you're probably like myself, you're probably right after dinner, and the house is a mess, and there's so much more to clean up still. We just had workers here drilling in our walls, and so the mess is even doubled and tripled here right now. But of course, I left everything to hop on and be with you here live for the next 10-20 minutes or so. This is also super, super warm here in Berlin. In the last few days, we have a heat wave, and it's crazy. If you know me for even just a little while, then you know that I am not a summer person. Of course, I love being in the water. I love being on the beach, in the lake. But if I have my daily routine and I'm in the city and I don't have this time to just be inside or next to water, then I really, really don't enjoy this weather, to say the least, but that's okay. I live in Germany, so we don't have that much of this weather around here. Where I used to live before in Israel, that would be the normal, but part of the reason why I left and moved here definitely is the weather. I know it sounds weird. Most people love the summer and want a shorter winter, but I am not one of those people. So, people pleasing. And actually, this could be a nice example of how you can please yourself, even if it means to do the opposite for others. What I just told you, because me moving to Berlin in Germany, of course, did not please people that I care very, very deeply for. My parents, My brother, his family, you know, it has its costs, but I had to please myself first and do what's right for me. And so this is an example, and I can definitely tie this into today's topic and subject. You want to please yourself before you please anyone else. And, you know, when you please yourself, when your cup is full, you can then and only then you can really be in service for others, even if they are your children or your partners or your parents, the people that are dearest to you. Still, you can be in the highest and best service for them if you take care of your own needs first. I don't mean that by that to say that you can hurt other people intentionally or even unintentionally. You are responsible for your actions, and of course you need to, you want to fill your own cup without hurting others, you know, doing something harmful to others. But if others choose to be hurt by your choice of putting yourself in the first priority, then that is their choice and not you, and you, it's not your responsibility. But I'm kind of jumping to the end of this session. I don't exactly know why. Maybe the heat is getting to me. But this is not where I wanted to start this session, actually. So I've titled this session 3 Keys to Stop People Pleasing, and this is where I want to start this session from. I want to share with you these 3 keys that I planned for us to talk about today, and then maybe we can come back to what I was going right into, which is really the importance and the value, not for only for yourself, but for everyone around you, when you fill your own cup first and you invest in yourself before investing in others. So we will come back to that at the end, but first I want to talk and share the 3 keys to stop people pleasing. Before I go into that, I want to say, as always, well-being is a skill that you can practice and master, meaning everything I teach here today and any other day is a matter of practice. It's not something that you know, it's not an aha moment and then, you know, you don't have to deal with it any more. It is a practice, whatever that may be, whether it is a cognitive process, whether it is a spiritual practice, whether it is, you know, some emotional healings. Yes, there are some processes that you do once or twice, and they create huge, big shifts, but they do not stand alone. And you still, to create a lasting shift, a lasting transformation, you cannot only do these one time, 2 times processes and get it done with. It is a practice. And you want to practice it till mastery, and then to sustain the mastery, you want to practice it further. So these are things that I practice with myself every single day, and that I help my clients practice every single day with any way that I possibly can, me and my team. And it is a matter of practice. For example, today, which is a very powerful, energetic day. Energetically, it's a very powerful day, right? We started a 21 days challenge, a meditation challenge in our members group. So in the Master Your Path family, we decided to start a 21 days meditation challenge. Of course, we practice meditation every week together. We have practice sessions, we have group sessions of different kinds. And this is one of the fundamental habits that we help implement. But today we also are celebrating the first day of a 21 meditation challenge to really be accountable and support each other in the family, in the program, to meditate every day. So this is just an example of how much it is important to practice. But let's go back to today's subject. So even what I'm talking about today, these 3 keys that can help you stop people pleasing, it is a matter of practice. So I invite you and encourage you to take notes, to write down those 3 keys. If you can go back, if you can't do it right now because you're still cleaning up and you're just listening while your hands are busy doing something else, then you can go back to this and take some notes after that. And my team here that is on the line, wonderful Caroline, will help put those key takeaways in the comments inside our group. So you do want to be in our group if you want to see those comments. And again, if you're joining, please say hello in the chat. Let me know that you're here. And if you're watching the replay, then please hashtag replay and let me know that you would watch this. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, so 3 keys to stop people pleasing. I'll just take a sip of water and I'll go right into key number 1. So key number 1 is really to become aware first and foremost, but on a very detailed level. So you want to develop your awareness to the pattern, kind of like similar to what we were dialing much deeper into when we were doing the changing reaction patterns. So people pleasing is a pattern too, right? So of course, the changing reaction patterns process, if you've learned it here with me, can help you very much for this, to break through this pattern as well. But key number 1 here today is first to really become aware of the pattern, of the situations in which it gets triggered, which relationships you mostly tend to please others on the expense of your own needs, right? So it's wonderful to please others and to give others, pleasure, help, support, whatever that is. It's wonderful. The thing is, when it gets to being on the expense of your own need, right? And so, or that you feel that you have to do that. So you want to become really aware of that when that happens. How does that feel in your body? What kind of thoughts you're thinking when you get into that pattern, when you get into that cycle? With which people in your life, right? So in what kind of relationships, with which specific people in your life? Is it your mom? Is it your boss? Is it your spouse? Is it your kid? Is it your ex? Okay, with which specific people in your life, or with what kind of relationships, in what kind of situations, and how does it feel? To really recognize the actual moment in which you switch into that mode and you say yes to things that you don't want, or you do things that do not align really with what you want or what you believe in or your values. Because there's some sort of a shift in which, you get asked either directly or indirectly, you are asked to do something or to say something or to show up in a certain way, and you choose it even though you don't really want it or you don't really believe in it, right? There's a certain shift there. So key number 1, or step number 1, is really to identify that moment. And if we expand it just a little bit, then when does that moment usually occur? In which situations, what kind of relationships, or maybe even with whom in your life specifically you tend to get into that switch and please them on the expense of your own well-being. And identifying how does that feel, how does that sound like in your mind, identifying the switch. So this is key number 1, or step number 1, okay? And then step number 2 is choosing to start implementing a new response, starting to break this pattern where it's easiest, right? So you don't want to, so maybe if you tend to people please with your ex, for example, but with them it's, you know, the most intense, the most charged relationship, or it's been going on for many years, or, you know, implementing some changes there will have some sort of a ripple effect on the dynamic. Maybe it's more difficult to do that there, but maybe with your friends, when you just, you know, in social situations, it's easier. Or maybe at work with coworkers, it's easier. So you want to choose, after you've got some more awareness as to in which situations and what relationships this tends to show up, this pattern, then you want to choose the easiest one to start with. So key number 2 is to choose in which situations you are going to mindfully start breaking the pattern and choosing the easiest or the lightest situations first. And then key number 3 is to start practicing giving an answer that is not yes, and it's not also no, which might be too much of an extreme shift to create comfortably, right? And I've heard people say, I'm trying to say no, but then I come across as angry or resentful, and then I actually feel this way, and I don't want to feel angry or resentful, and I don't want to push people away. So, of course, you don't want that. And so we don't want to jump over all the way to saying no. Maybe we can start with something milder, baby steps, right? If you've been following me for a while, you know that this is an important concept to take baby steps, to be patient and compassionate and soft with yourself as you're creating changes. Being committed, being dedicated, being driven, but also soft and patient and compassionate with yourself. So instead of saying completely no, maybe saying something like, let me get back to you. And this is key number 3. Practice in and starting with the lighter, easier situations or relationships, which was step number 2, identifying those. Step number 3 is start practicing saying, let me get back to you. And try even right now as you're watching this, say the sentence out loud, let me get back to you. It's a comfortable thing to say, and even if it's not completely comfortable because it's outside of the pattern, still it's something that I am quite positive that you can start practicing. Let me get back to you. So when someone asks you, can you do this for me? Can you fill in for me? Can you wait for me? Can you whatever? What do you think about this? Expecting your positive feedback, even if you don't have it, right? Let me get back to you. So instead of giving an immediate response of a yes or a no, or something that you know that when you say it, you will please them, practice just saying, let me get back to you. And then this gives you the time to choose your words, to choose the time of when you're going to give the feedback, to say the words, to prepare yourself for it, to come in the right mindset and energy and mood to it. And if we tie this to the changing reaction patterns, for those listening and watching and knowing what I'm talking about, this can be eventually the change in the situation or in the action, depending on how you're working with a tool. Let me get back to you allows you to create those changes in the situation. So when you step into the situation, you can create those changes, the timing, the location, your energy, your mindset, what you're going to say, preparing yourself for that so you can say eventually no, or what you really think, or whatever that is that might not please that person, but still align with what you really want or what you really believe in or what really serves your well-being, which must come first. And I will come back to that. I started with that and I will end with why it must come first. But before I do that, I want to recap the 3 steps that I just said. And before I do that, I want to tell you that if you're watching this and you're saying, wow, this is really me. I don't know how to put myself first. I am insecure. I don't really invest in my own well-being, and I pay too much of a price for it, and I need some help. And you want to go a bit deeper than what we can do in these live sessions, then I want to invite you to schedule a call with me. And even if you've had a call with me in the past, I'm still happy to have another one with you. Maybe we've connected a long time ago. Maybe we've never connected. Either way, I would love to have the opportunity to connect with you again, or for the first time, to see where you are at right now. How can I serve you? How can I help you take these things that I am teaching here in this public space and make it your own, make it work for yourself in your own situation, with your own personality and patterns and lifestyle and whatever that is. So I want to invite you to schedule a call with me. You can reach me in Facebook Messenger, you can drop a comment, or you can simply click a link. So in the group, Carolyn, if you can help me and drop the link to book a connect call with me, just a short call, no strings attached, just to connect and have a conversation. If you can pull that link for me and drop it in the chat, that would be lovely. And actually, I think that even if you click the banner of our group, you can find this link there. And if you're not in the group, then you can join the group. If you just want to have a chat with me and you're not in the group, then just send me a Facebook Messenger message, a DM, and we'll make that happen. All right, so let's recap the 3 keys that I was talking today and sharing today that can help you stop with practice to be a people pleaser, to people pleasing, what we call people pleasing. And this is a super important thing to do because, again, people pleasing can lead to anxiety, can lead to stress, can lead to overwhelm when you take so much on your own plate, more than you can, more than you really want to. So it can lead to overwhelm, to stress, to anxiety, to to depression, to burnout. All of those things can start with this pattern, or can stem from this pattern of people pleasing. So this is super, super important, okay? So step number 1 is to grow your awareness, develop a very crystal clear awareness of this pattern and how it shows up for you. Meaning, in which situations, in what kind of relationships, with which specific people in your life, and how does it feel like and sound like in your mind when it gets triggered, when it gets activated, when you're making this shift, this step into saying yes to something that is hurting you, not serving you, and not aligned to your well-being or your values or what you believe or want, okay? So step number 1 is being very, very aware and identifying. Step number 2 is choosing the lightest, easiest situations and relationships in which this happens, because this is where you want to start practicing to break this pattern, okay? And then step number 3 is to start practicing by saying, let me get back to you. So you don't say yes, you don't say the thing that you know that will please them, even though it's not really what you want to say, but you maybe not yet say what you really want to say, which is maybe what you really think, or just saying no, refusing, or whatever that is. You're just saying, let me get back to you. It's easy. You can practice this in front of your mirror. let me get back to you. And with that, you give yourself the time and the space to prepare yourself, to be ready to say what you really want to say. Okay, so these are the 3 steps. Now, why is it so important to put yourself first and to take care of your own well-being? So first of all, I just said it. This can cause anxiety, stress, overwhelm, burnout, depression, anger, resentment. All of those negative emotions stem from not only, but a lot from, in many cases, from pleasing others on the expense of your own well-being. And then even if you want to please others, even if you want to be really, and I'm sure you do, you know, whenever I connect with people, one thing 99% of the people that I connect with have in common is that they want to be in service for others. When I ask people why, what is your vision? Why do you want to overcome your anxiety or insecurity, or why do you want to break through this? What brought you into this group or into this call or into this program? What really 99% of people have in common when they answer this question is that they want to help others. They want to be there for either for their family or their community, or even on a bigger scale. And so I'm sure that you also want to please others, whether it is the closest people to you, or maybe it's on a bigger scale. You want to give, you want to share, you want to be there for other people. And that's a beautiful goal and intention. And you can definitely do so, but you can only really do so when you please yourself. And by please, I mean put yourself first, take care of your own needs, fill up your own cup, invest in what you believe in, need, want, and then and only then you can share from that abundance, from that overflow of your own cup, you can share with others, okay? So I hope this is helpful and inspiring for you. Again, I want to invite you, if you're not yet in our group, to join our group. And if you want to connect with me and have a few pointers for me as to how you can make this more personal and implement this in your own life, then please, you are welcome to reach out to me. I would absolutely love to have a one-on-one call with you for free, of course, and to make it a little bit more personal and tangible for you. This whole week that's starting today, I will be talking about this subject of people pleasing. So I invite you to tune in to the posts that will be posted every day. Some are written posts, some are audio, some are video, some are quotes, some are tips. So this week is dedicated to the subject. And yeah, I'm excited to open this week with you. I'm excited to read your comments and to get your messages and to connect with you on private calls. And I wish you a wonderful week. I want to encourage you to every day pause and see how much am I investing in myself and taking care of my own needs, and make sure to do so at least in one way every day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.